Yo, what is going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. Just a couple more days, and we're here. We've lasted. We've survived. The waiting game is almost over, and the Eagles will take the field with the Kansas City Chiefs this Sunday in the Super Bowl. So, got some updates for you guys. A few things I want to go over, going over the practice from today, and then going into tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the last, or if you're watching this today, depending on when you're watching, 2 more practices left, and that's it. We are going into this game, and we're ready to go. Couple updates with the Eagles, some outside news that we have to laugh over because I like adding in the extra stuff to these videos. So, yeah, let's get into it.
Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Hope we're just having a fantastic day today. So, the stage is set. We're ready to go. The Eagles are preparing. The media days are done with. The Eagles, the other day, they had like almost a 2-hour practice. Kind of crazy. They were going over third down conversion, plays on third down and stuff like that. And then the next day, they'll be going over red zone. So they practiced a little bit longer than they were anticipating, which isn't a bad thing. It's not like they're tiring these guys out or anything like that. But it's locked in mode. Nick is taking advantage of all the time. This is the best time. Take advantage of it, So with all those media days over with, we create some space for some practices and get these guys prepared and ready and hopefully have a really good game plan for Sunday. Now, interesting enough, we had some news on Devontae Smith. He left. He was supposed to have a press conference after the practice, and he didn't. He had a migraine, apparently, which I'm not really worried about. Everybody was kind of freaking out about it. Migraines really, they can loom for a couple days, so hopefully not too long, but I think he'll be perfectly fine. I'm not really worried about that so much. So, yeah, this team is 100% healthy right now. Literally, Maddox is back. Maddox has been back. Lane Johnson, that extra week of rest, and Lane Johnson has talked and said, the next bye week, you have the bye week for the first seed, and then we played our 2 playoff games, and now you have another bye week, which we've been going through last week, and it really did help. And plus, he's had almost a week and a half of pretty much rest, which is good. You only got to go through one more game. That's it. So Lane Johnson's going to hold out for a little bit longer, and then he'll get his surgery. Be good to go for next year, which would be pretty cool. So I'm getting ready for that. Now, Nick Bosa, obviously Defensive Player of the Year. I'm just so not over this, and I understand these are participation awards, and I don't even care because the Eagles are in the Super Bowl, okay? But at least as of right now, okay, if Hassan Reddick was at least a finalist going into this and he lost it, which, they can't give the Eagles every damn award, and I get it, but Hassan Reddick doesn't get enough attention as he does, and I think he plays better. It's pretty much this whole entire team. If this team is doubted, if any player is doubted, because when do you really hear about Hassan Reddick during the season besides from the Philadelphia Eagles? Nowhere. Gets no attention at all. Been to 3 different franchises, double-digit sacks, first player in NFL history to do that. 4, 5, or 6. I forgot how many forced fumbles he has on top of the 17 sacks that he has on the year. Because Bosa had another 2.5 sacks more. That put him in there. And I think it's just politics. I think it's just ridiculous at this point. This man was destroyed by a guy that needed surgery on his groin in Lane Johnson. This guy literally got destroyed by Jordan Mailata when he tried to switch sides. He got manhandled, okay? And, we'll get to more 49ers news because someone else opened their mouth today. Oh, another 49ers player opening their mouth. That's just what it is at this point. There were some rumors about the Chiefs. I guess there's a bug going around. Everyone's getting sick, sore throat, cold. I don't know. It's a little bug, I guess, that's going around. I have no idea. But it seems like they're going to be okay. Not a big deal, but that was just some news that came out the other day that there was something going around. Hopefully it's nothing that serious as we know what it could be, but I don't think it is because we would have already heard about it by now. So to let you guys know on that. And Robbie Gould, man. Robbie Gould, whatever his name is. Okay, been a kicker for a long time, a very good kicker. Was with the Bears for years and then went to the 49ers. Yeah, he pretty much said in an interview the other day, it's like, Joe, why are you uploading these videos? Like, why are you even talking about the 49ers? Because I think it's funny, because literally every player, I'm like every really good player on that team is really opening their mouth about it. And this wasn't even on NFL or anything. I think this was just a video call. I don't know what it was. There was a video of it. I can't play it because of copyright, but he just said, the Saints, the Chiefs, all they have to do is force Jalen Hurts to play quarterback, and I think that defense will be successful. This is a kicker. A kicker is talking crap. I mean, that's how sad this whole thing is. I love it. This is just, like I said, every time a 49ers player opens their mouth, it just helps us at the end of the day. They're literally helping us win this game. No joke. Bulletin board material after bulletin board material. Boom, 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 boom down the line. And that's what they're doing. And you know what? I report this because it's hilarious on why they do it. This is the kicker talking. Of all people, the kicker. So I think it's the most hilarious thing. And lastly, there was a picture that came out, which a KC fan, which I'll tell you why it's not the case, messed with the Rocky statue the other day. Now, I couldn't find the pictures because I had them, I saved them, and I can't find them now. This guy is not a KC fan. He is an Eagles fan. And you could tell, and there was pictures of him at the Super Bowl parade in 2017 and everything. He had a lot of photos. Twitter found this guy and is not a real Kansas City fan at all. But whatever works, right? You could tell because when they dressed the Rocky statue, you could tell he probably bought like a $2 flag and put on the Rocky statue and was like, yeah, and bought a cheap beanie and just said, yep, cool, or borrowed it from his brother or his cousin or his dad, who knows? You could just tell when you see like the Rocky statue really, when they really put something around his neck, a shirt, and they drape a lot of stuff on, you could just tell that there was really no intent doing too much. He literally stuck a little mini flag on the front of it. I mean, that was really nothing. You can kind of tell what's realistic and what's not. But yes, this guy is 100%, 1,000,000% an Eagles fan. I had pictures. I lost them. I want to put them up, but trust me, 100%. This is what some of these fans do too. It helps. Don't get me wrong, but it is what it is with that. And then lastly, really talking about the Kansas City Chiefs in general, and the Eagles just have some really big opportunities in this game. I think Hassan Reddick's going to have a big game. I think A.J. Brown's going to have a really big game. Now, when you look at the Kansas City's offense, obviously Mahomes and Travis Kelce are like my two top players you really have to stop. The offensive line for Kansas City, I don't know if they can handle a defensive line like this. I really want to see what they're made of. And look, when I saw what the Bengals did to them, and they have less... They really don't have as many great players as we do defensively. They still have a great defense, but they got to Mahomes a lot of times, just couldn't wrap him up, or it was too late before he was starting to throw the football. They have Pacheco and McKinnon are very good running backs. Pacheco runs real hard, likes the physical fight, loves contact, and he's a 6th-round pick, and his guy's got a 4.3 speed, so got to stay on him. McKinnon, they like to get him in the passing game for big runs, and he could catch the ball in the backfield. So McKinnon's always a great player too. They got a couple good running backs, or at least a wide receiver behind there, but they barely ran the ball against Cincinnati anyway. So it's going to be interesting to find out what they're going to do here against the Eagles, and obviously put Travis Kelce in motion and try to get him open somehow. Now, what's funny is that with the Philadelphia Eagles, tight end wise, okay, the tight end in the league that the Eagles have faced that did the most damage towards us was the backup tight end against the Giants last week of the regular season. I think his name was Cage or Gage. I forgot his name, Gage or something like that. If I said his name wrong, let me know. I just saw it the other day. That was the tight. That was when we played our backups, and that was when the Eagles literally didn't have run designs for Jalen Hurts. Hurts forced himself to play and literally told the coaching staff, yeah, I got to play in this game. And they barely had run designs with Jalen Hurts that whole game. And that's when everyone thought, oh, the Eagles aren't good. And look how they played against the Giants, against their backups, and all that crap was going on. That was your tight end that did the most damage to the Eagles. Now, on the other side of things, when you look at Kansas City's defense, as much as their secondary, I think both of their corners very young. Really depends what they do. They're going to play more zone, but play more press. I don't really know. They're 20th against the pass. They're not great, okay, because they rely on Frank Clark, Chris Jones, the rest of that defensive line, and getting that four-man pressure if they can get it. But against this offensive line, I don't know. Depending if they're going to move guys around, obviously Chris Jones is somebody, that Kelsey's going to have to take care of, and Frank Clark is going to line up wherever he wants to line up. So it should be really interesting. The Eagles definitely know this. But like I said, you already faced the number one defense, and that doesn't mean anything because obviously with KC having less great players than the 49ers do defensively, the Eagles let up, they could start making plays very quick. But I think this offensive line is the best offensive line they're going to face this year. I think when it comes to if they start playing press, I think they have to be careful because A.J. Brown is one of the top receivers against press coverage. Look out for Devontae Smith. They haven't been great. Casey has not been great against tight ends at all. So Dallas Goedert could have a really big game. And I think the Eagles are still going to run on them regardless. I think they're going to run on them outside. Who knows what they're going to do? And, they're going to have some design runs for Jalen Hurts. And when it comes down to Jalen Hurts' shoulder, that's what we have to kind of look at. After this game, I'm not really going to care because whether Hurts gets a little bit of it wouldn't surprise me if Hurts gets some surgery or something. I don't know. We're going to find out after almost, a week and a half of rest pretty much and, practicing for just a few days at the end of this week of how that shoulder is going to look and how sharp he's going to be in this game. Because I think if you have protection for Jalen Hurts, he's going to make these I don't think KC's corners are going to be able to handle what the receivers are going to bring. And obviously these passes have to be accurate. We can't overthrow. Really, since the divisional game, there was a few throws that we're questioning that we're saying, you know what? Is his shoulder really that bad or he's just slugging it out there just trying to do too much? I think part of it is the shoulder. I didn't think it really was after the Chicago game. After a few weeks, I didn't think it was really much of a big deal because he didn't throw too bad on it, but there were some missed opportunities the past couple weeks on, some overthrows, underthrows to A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, a couple guys, you know what I mean? So you kind of got to question it a little bit, but I'm not really worried about it too much because I think the Eagles just have way too much offensively. Like I feel like if the Eagles make a few stops on KC and they keep scoring, it's going to come down to the trenches. It's going to come down to our offensive line and our defensive line against what we could do. It's about getting pressure on Patrick Mahomes on a bad ankle right now, which he's still very, not as explosive with his body. And like I said, guys, this is a high ankle sprain. This is a 4 to 6 week injury that he shouldn't even be playing on. But, this is just really bad timing for the team. And he's done a very good job while being injured. So the more he practices on it and the more he puts pressure on it, the more it's going to hurt him. And it might throughout the game. He better hope that the Eagles don't land on his ankle or something like that because I know that this defensive line is going to go hunting. Jonathan Gannon has been very, very aggressive. Hassan Reddick is gonna get through there. Josh Sweat, the rest of the edge, Robert Quinn hopefully has a good game. But it's been fantastic, man. I mean, this defensive line has been the heart and soul of this defense, and plus you have two top 5 outside corners. Maddox makes a huge difference, so to see what they do on the matchup with Travis Kelce, which I think Chauncey Gardner-Johnson might move inside, they might move him around a little bit, which I don't doubt because I think there's a big size difference. I know from Maddox's past on facing bigger receivers or bigger tight ends, he has had trouble in the past with that. So Reed Blankenship will probably get in there as well, which is great, which is fine. Chauncey can play nickel, he can play corner, he can play safety, so you can move him around just a little bit more, which I have no problem with at all. But at the end of the day, I think it literally comes down to the trenches. Okay, they have good players offensively. Mahomes is going to be the game changer, and his protection will be the game changer if they can get it done. If they can't, it's going to be a long day for them. Okay, not being cocky, not being conceited, just being really confident and feeling really good about going into this game. And then the Eagles, the Kansas City Chiefs are dealing. Hartman's not going to be. Mecole Hardman, their receiver's not going to. He has a pelvis injury. He's probably not going to be playing. There's guys dealing with some injuries. Some of their wide receiver core is dealing with injuries. Juju Smith-Schuster's dealing with a knee issue right now. So I mean, depending what happens, we'll see. I think they had a guard that just came back from a concussion protocol probably like last week. So interesting enough, I think it's going to be a really good matchup. But when I look at the positions, if the Eagles can protect Jalen Hurts, I think it's going to be a long day. And if KC can't protect, if their offensive line can't protect Patrick Mahomes, I think it's going to be a long day for them too. So really, I think it comes down to the trenches winning this game. I really do. Hopefully get a couple turnovers in this game. Hopefully we can get to Patrick Mahomes a lot of times and get really aggressive. But Eagles have been locked in. The outside noise has not bothered them, but at the same time, you got to look around the league. I have really, KC was talking a lot of crap. Even Nick Sirianni was actually talking. I watched the unscripted episode. Nick Sirianni, I think somebody talked about how the Eagles stayed very professional at these media days. They stayed really professional. There wasn't taking shots at KC. KC was, Frank Clark's oh, they haven't played us yet, blah, blah, blah. Juju Smith-Schuster's oh, the best Philly cheesesteak's not in Philly. They were just taking shots on these media days for the past couple days, and the Eagles been staying away from doing that. And obviously the media wants to catch them on saying something and then tell the other team, and the Eagles haven't given away anything. Until game day, that's when they're going to talk their smack, and that's when they're going to prove to the world what they could do with Jalen Hurts at quarterback and what this defense is going to be. So I know I'm ranting and raving about it, but it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. We have another football game to watch, and that's a glorious thing. So, other than that, that's pretty much it. I know this video was long, but I appreciate everybody who stayed this long. If you have, I do appreciate it very much. And if you haven't, well, there's just news that you definitely missed. So, there's something in my eye. I don't know what it is. But, other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. So, Saturday, don't know if there's going to be any content, but we'll see. The Philly Shakedown will be Saturday night. Interesting enough, and we'll be ready and prepared. So don't know if there'll be any more content after this video. Maybe something small we'll have on Saturday, but we'll see. But other than that, you guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys on the next one. Shakes, what up, follow, slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.